This is the Wild West, man, and I'm a wild canine now.
This certainly wasn't how these small-town sheriff's deputies thought they would be spending their Christmas Eve.
I give up. I give up. I give up.
Face to face with the human ball of rage.
I'll put my food right up to your out of your head.
But to understand how they got to this point, you need to rewind a few hours to this upstate New York apartment. That's where a masked man busts through the door and stabs a mother of 5, Patricia Burns, to death. Critically wounds her daughter Megan as her 14-year-old girl Autumn calls for help.
Mom, hold on, Mommy, please. Ma'am, you stabbed her? Yeah, I did. She's dying. I need my mother. Please help.
The he, according to police and witnesses, Patricia's estranged husband, Cliff, who after a short high-speed chase actually pulls into the sheriff's department parking lot, takes off his camo jacket, and calmly waits. Warren County Undersheriff Sean Lambery is the first person to spot him.
When I brought him into the room, he was cooperative with me.
A lot of things to talk about, and I want to talk to somebody I can trust. You seem like the guy. Can you come talk to me?
What transpires in the next 5 hours inside this interrogation room is a Jekyll and Hyde tale. Emotional.
I just wanted to see my babies at Christmas.
And aggressive.
If anybody who's watched the video in its entirety, Clifford Burns was on an emotional roller coaster that night.
Talk to me about the interrogation video.
I could only stomach a certain amount of it because it really made me mad that he wasn't really talking about my mom at all.
Instead, Burns starts by pointing the finger at the system.
Do you understand what a man goes through, officer? I spend $250 a week on child support and couldn't see my kids because she put a court order against me. Today I get a call from my lawyer saying they're coming with a warrant for my arrest for missing 2 child support payments. I want to say something to you too. I love that woman and I love my kids with all my heart. And she took everything from me. It was like the devil took my body over today. I just had it. I couldn't do it no more.
Burns certainly knew he was going to jail when he left his home that night, leaving behind a note about who should get his assets. But he claims he didn't want to kill anyone.
When somebody snitches, they cut you from the I was going to just cut her from the ear up, chop her hair off. That's what I wanted to do to her face. Right up with a knife.
As for what happened after he arrived at the apartment, he claims he blacked out. In fact, several hours into the interview, this is his reaction when he first hears his estranged wife is dead.
Clifford, Patricia's dead.
What?
She's dead. Okay.
What do you see in the video?
I see a very disturbed individual.
Blow my head off right now. Take the 9 out and put one in me. Just end it. I don't want to live no more.
The majority of Cliff's fury is not pointed at his ex, but rather her ex, Ted Backus.
Beat my old lady up, put her in the hospital. My kid was home. What the
10 months before the murder, Backus, the brother of 2 local sheriff's deputies, was arrested after police say he assaulted Patricia and then fired a gun into the ceiling.
He would eventually plead guilty to 1 misdemeanor gun charge, get probation, and be ordered to stay away from Patricia. Cliff was convinced Backus got special treatment. Watch as he finds out the detective he's talking to worked that case as well.
You were involved with it, you sit down.
And the threats go deeper.
I had AK-47s, AR-15s at my disposal. I could have made this a war. You lucky I'm in my right mind because I was going to have a shootout with you. But I did it the right way. I handled it like a man, so thank you.
A man? Not sure you can call him that when you hear Burns' final disgusting insult as he's hauled off to jail.
When you go get married, what do they say? What are the last words? This is a very intelligent man here. Till death do us part, baby doll. Get me out of your house.
And with that, Cliff Burns is charged with second-degree murder.
What do you think the motive was in all of this?
The motive is anger. The motive is control.
Harley and younger sister Autumn would get one more chance to confront their dad.
Autumn's sitting next to me crying like, why, Dad, why? Why do you do this? Who are you?
Riddled with guilt, Burns accepts a plea deal. Although he would later try to go back on that agreement, saying his daughters coerced him into saying it.
He was not apologetic for anything that he'd done that night. And he was not apologetic when he got sentenced.
Did he have anything to say at the sentencing?
He couldn't. He just sat there and cried.
His sentence for viciously slaughtering Patricia, 23 years to life.
It's something that these young girls, they have to live with for the rest of their lives. And although they survive, they're still victims.
How would you describe your father?
Well, he is my dad, and I always have those special, like, loving memories with him. But then I look at him like other people look at him, and he's a monster. He's just a monster.
Do you think at some point you'll forgive him?
I don't think I'd necessarily forgive him. I need to see my dad before he dies, I know that. It's important to me. I need to have my own closure.
Until then, Harley is attending college, studying psychology. She wants to be an art therapist. As for Megan, she will always carry around a permanent reminder of that horrible night.
I am a survivor. I mean, I got hurt in the process trying to save my mom, but I go to bed every night knowing I tried my best.
The hardest part for both girls, helping their younger sister who made that 911 call heal. It hasn't been easy.
If I could take it away, I would, for sure, from her. If I could take it all away from her. You know, I wish Mom was still here. I miss her dearly.
If she were looking down today, what would she think about you and your sisters?
She would be proud that we didn't let this situation break us, but we let it make us.